So the basic risk management, the first one was includes the flow charts. We already discussed check sheets, process mapping, causes. Okay, and the failure mode effective analysis. In this failure mode effective analysis, FMEA we say that can be applied to equipment and facilities and might be used to analyze a manufacturing operations and its effect on product process. It identifies elements, operations within the system that render it vulnerable. And overview of some most critical steps are identify area where risk exists. We have to identify the area. Then system and function, उस area के. Then create a block or process flow diagram indicating relationship within the process, how they affecting the process or their relation with the process. Then we have to create a flow diagram. Then create a worksheet containing information about the system. Then what is important is that you have a process to analyze potential failure modes, that is problems that could happen and the potential effects of that failure on your process. The first step in this is the selection of the high risk process area. Here we identify the high risk process with the following area. Number one is the lengthy process with more stages, high risk of failure in the process, top failed product in the history, process that is heavily dependent on human intervention, process executed in the oldest facility, then process or the facility with rapid changes. So here in first step, we identify a high risk process. There are some criteria. We listed some criteria. In this criteria, we identify the high risk process. Second one is the first is the identify selection of high risk process or area. Which area where the risk can avoid. So first risk is there. So we will select. Then second one is the forming the assessment team. We go for formulation of the team. The capabilities of the team should have its subject matter. There must be a subject matter expert, cross functional. They can work with various departments or on various errors to cover all levels, low, medium and high. Solid understanding to the process being assessed, well experience on the process being assessed, well qualified with strong analytical skills. So the team members कैसे रहने चाहिए? Team member should have the subject knowledge. They can work in various functions. They can cover all the levels, whether it is low or high. They have solid understanding into the process being assessed, experience and qualified. They may be experienced and qualified. Then the third step is the diagram the process. Here we diagram the process. We already discussed the diagram. Then the next one is the identify the potential failure modes. We have to identify potential failure modes. And uh, how we identify this? Address the following question during failure modes identification. What could fail with this step? That is the failure modes. In this step, where is the probability that or which step or which point there may be failure can occur, that we have to identify. Here we are identifying why should this failure occur. If we say that this failure is there in this step, so why it is occurring? What should happen if failure occurs? What will be the result? Say during the compression of a tablet machine, while compression the tablet machine stops, means there is uh, tablet machine immediately stops. So we have to identify what could fail with these steps during the compression. What is the fail? So here we say that die cavity is properly filled, or we applied a very high pressure, so that's why there is a jam of that machine roller, so machine could not move. So what could this failure occur? Why it is happened? There may be chance that a very fine particles enter into the die cavity, so the volume of the die cavity is increased and it was not possible to compress the tablet because the force is very high. Then what could happen if failure occur? Then what could happen? We have to check the granulation process, we have to check the filling process of this die cavity, and we have to access the pressure we are given to that tablet machine. So by this identification or potential failure modes, we will able to handle the errors. Then the fifth step is the assess the failure modes and causes. Risk migration requires an understanding of the severity, probability, and detained stability of the exposure. Use clear scale for rating of risk consistently. Keep the scale simple and ensure they are appropriate to the exposure and organization's risk tolerance. Causes identification should be transparent to migrate the risk effect effectively. So what we will do for the assessing these failure modes, we have to use a scale which have the rating of risk consistently, and then we have to keep this scale very simple, and the causes, that is the how that risk is occurring, and uh, what will be the solution, or how it is occurring, that must be written, or that must be transparent, means it is easy to understand to migrate the risk effectively. Then next step is the assessment of critical failure modes. The highest RPNs should be focused on first and should be considered as critical. Ask the following question during the assessment. What might cause the failure to occur? When might the failure occur? Where might the failure occur? Why might the failure occur? We have to ask the question. Why, where, when, and where. So if we got the answer, we can assess the critical failure modes. Second step is that redesign the process. So initially we see that we identified that why their machine is jammed or why machine is not working. So we will redesign. So how we redesign? We are decreasing the volume, we are checking the granules, we are seeing that how that die cavity is filling, or there is maybe problem in the machine which imparting the pressure. So considerations for redesigning of the process. What we do here, if identified the critical failure mode, if inadequate controls are exist, if existing process not robust, direct the redesignated process prior to its widespread implementation. So we redesign in this all the uh, problems. If there is identification problem, inadequate controls are there, likewise. So next step is the framework for FMEA. Access the steps of the process and identify where the problems may occur. Then we have to identify the consequences of each failure mode which should occur. Then scores the exposures quantifiably. The highest RPNs should be focused on first. Assist with better understanding of the process. Then brainstorming is the critical to the process. How will you go? First we will assess the steps, then identify the consequences, कैसे हो रहा है, then we scores how for how many times, then the which is mostly happening, then we will assist that how we can solve this error. Then it involves the brainstorming, that is means there is the thinking is required, there is knowledge is required, there is experience is required. Then concerns regarding QRM implementation, that is the quality risk management implementation. What are the various concerns? Hiding risk, writing half of the truth. We are not writing all the risk. We are avoiding some risk. We are not writing that why this machine is jammed. So writing half of the truth. They will simply say that there is problem in the machine, but there may be the problem in the granulation. So that's why such types of machine is jammed. Then a means of removing industry's obligation to comply with the regulatory requirement. Many a times company wants to comply with the regulatory requirement, so that's why they skip some steps. Both companies and inspector have to think and not simply follow back the white rules. They have to follow the rules. Company and inspector, the person who inspect that company, or maybe from various department person come to inspect, they have to follow the rules. They have not just think about that rules. So these are some concern. What? Hiding up some risk, not writing it truly, then some regulatory requirements company has to follow, and some there may be some negligence by the inspector and companies. Then QRM application for pharmaceuticals. Number one is the training and education. It is used in the training and education in the pharmaceutical industry. What will happen? The person who have training and education for this QRM will effectively implement this QRM. Okay, the person who have the knowledge will effectively implement C. So first we have to train. Second is the responsibility. Successful application of QRM is depends upon the clear understanding of the responsibilities by the all personnel involved in the QRM activities. If every person do its responsibility properly, there will be definitely we will solve the risk. Then effective matrix team leadership is required to make responsibility for coordinating QRM across various functions and departments of the organization, and to ensure that the QRM activities are adequately defined, planned, resourced, deployed, and reviewed. The leader and the team will need to identify critical resources required to implement the QRM activities, and also specify a timeline, deliverables, and appropriate levels of decision making for the QRM process. So, in responsibilities means what? Every person should carry its responsibility. Leadership is required, and leader and that team need to identify a critical resources which is required to implement the quality risk management activities, and they should do all these activity in the timeline, means their specific time must be there, deliverables, and appropriate levels of decision making for the QRM process. QRM application during product development. The first QRM exercise should be performed once the QTPP is defined and pre-formulation work on the candidate medicine is complete. It is important to apply risk tool at this stage of the project because there may be significant gap in knowledge. So as soon as the product is developed and pre-formulation, during that pre-formulation we can use this QRM steps, because the product come from the R&D department, now it is with the F&D department, so there may be the gap in between that knowledge. Say what is the solubility, what is its pK or structure, crystal, and all these things. So this quality risk management will start from there. As the product progress, means during its development stage for the dosage form to the latter stage of development, a more detailed analysis of the risk associated with both the active ingredient, that is the API, and the FPP should be considered. Risk means with that API means what? There may be some interactions or not, likewise. Then QRM application during validation and qualification. Process validation activities involve the generation and the evaluation of data throughout the processes, from development to the full-scale production, which provides a science-based assurance of consistent delivery of quality product in the production operation. Then next is the QRM activity should be structured in a way that it allow responsibility for risk assessment and actions at appropriate levels of the hierarchy within the organization. Special focus must be there on the risk assessment and risk control. So with this in this last, what we are saying, that QRM application during the commercial manufacturing. So in conclusion, we can say that the use of a risk-based approach provides a consistent method for decision making, which was easily associated with resource allocation and ensuring patient safety. Ultimately, applying risk management to pharmaceutical industry should reduce the number of threats or minimize their impact through the consistent use of the tools, method, and periodic review. The output of the risk management supports to the organization to meet the defined goal. So in this technology development transfer,